Well, we are back here at Jackson High School, and we're now joined by Jackson High School head football coach Andy Hall. And boy, it's a lot better evening tonight as you come up here and join us compared to 2 weeks ago. The atmosphere was great. We talked about that, but tonight fans got their money's worth.
They did, and I'll tell you, we're getting those money worth through the schedule we're playing this year. But I'm just so proud of our kids. I told them after the game, I said, in all the years I've coached here, my staff and I, that I don't remember a win that a group deserved more than this group deserved tonight. I mean, we just been going through this grind and just coming up short. And I mean, you know, when you work as hard as these kids do in the weight room in the off season and the summer 2 days, and they have got all these goals and they're just so committed to this program, and to keep coming up short, it's gut wrenching. And it's not like we're getting beat by 30 points. 4 points in 2 games, and so you keep grinding. You keep telling them, hey, just keep on the path. Here's the plan. But also there was going to be some doubt in mine once in a while. You keep saying, well, we stay on the plan, but look, we're losing. And I told them tonight, I said, guys, there's a master plan to all this. This is why we're doing this, and you will learn how to win big games when you get in big games. I mean, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them, but you got to learn how to play in them. And I thought tonight, even though we made some big mistakes, we didn't hang our heads tonight. I thought that we give up a big play, we played the next play.
Emotion never stopped.
Right.
You could feel it.
Right. In the last 2 games, we could make a turnover, do something, crazy. I mean, it was just like the world come to an end. And tonight, our seniors kept them up and kept playing, and, we're able to make big plays and stay ahead of the sticks. I told them, we have to be ahead. They can tie it, but they tie it with us getting the ball back. We can't punt. Punt is a turnover against teams like this, and then we go 3 and out the first possession of punt.
Only one punt.
We punted one time.
One time they punted.
One time, none. And that's kind of what the game always is. I mean, we talked about in the pregame show. We average 40 points a game against these guys, and they average
29 against us.
Yeah.
So it was not far from that again.
Yeah. So
close.
But I'm just so happy with our kids. They deserve this tonight.
7th time we've played them, and it's been these kind of shootouts endlessly.
Yeah, the games last forever. I coach after the game, and he's a great guy, and he gave me a big hug. He said, heck, we can do this forever. And I'm like, I don't know if I can live forever doing this. But, it's a great atmosphere. Our fans, after 2 games, in a row losing, we came back and had a packed house tonight. We honored, we recognized our Pee Wee program and coaches, and that was exciting.
I think you shook about 140 hands.
150 kids. And, we looked at that in the offseason. Thought that'd be a great place to put that game because our kids feed off those little kids. Those little kids, I mean, they treat them like superheroes, and they have them come out of the tunnel, and there they all are. And it helps boost them. And I told the guys before the game, I said, you're playing for those little ones. They don't care what your record is. They want to see you play. And I said, go play. And boy, did we.
Yeah, we did. And you mentioned it. I tried to say it at the end. I don't remember a team needing a win like this one any more than this one did tonight. We are really a good football team, and we have potential, very high ceiling.
Right.
We needed this one tonight.
We did. And, I told the guys, I said, the bar will never be lowered. I mean, the bar is high in this program, and we're going to keep that standard high in expectations, and that's just the way it is. You're going to play here in Jackson, and you got to expect that. And I thought tonight our kids rose to that bar and exceeded it at times. And, I was so proud of our coaching staff. We grinded this week. I don't think any of us slept all week, especially my defensive guys. I mean, how are you going to stop this kid? But we got some turnovers tonight. We picked the ball off a couple times.
Twice. Fumble.
I mean, that was huge, but again, our turnovers hurt us a little bit too, and we still got to work on that. But again, even when we turned the ball over, we didn't hang our heads, and that was a big thing tonight, a big key to get it done.
Nice to get another defensive score. A beautiful job by Jacob Winters reading that interception. He could have walked in.
Yeah.
He was so open. And how about another big interception in the end zone by Eli Browerman? Those are huge plays.
I think he's had an interception every week.
Yeah. He's after Evan Spires' kind of record.
I know. He
was here tonight. Good to see him.
It was great to see him. Johnny Farley was here tonight. He graduated my son in 17. He's been in Alaska serving the military. But, I was just so proud of our kids. Defensively, we played hard. We didn't get a lot of pressure tonight on the quarterback, but I thought our secondary, we hung in there, made some plays. We got the turnovers that we needed. And then, offensively, different guys tonight. We moved Drew Wiley to basically a wing formation tonight and really hammered him up inside. I thought our running backs ran hard. Cade hit the ISO play for about a 40-yard touchdown run. Eli ran hard inside. Nolan Johnson really gave some tough yards.
Looks like
and those two are getting frustrated too because they are big time running backs. I mean, they can hit it and go with the distance, and we haven't had any room for those guys. Ball security was key tonight. I know things we're going to work with Jacob a little bit on. He had a couple miscues again tonight that we're going to try to fix. But again, I mean, he stuck in there. And I told him, I said, you're a big time player. You got to play big. I said, you got to ignore all the noise and you just got to just suck it up and play. And I thought he did. And that touchdown pass he threw on the waggle to Drew Wiley, I mean, he was wide open. There was no one 30 yards of him, but him pressure, be able to look backside and hit that thing was a great pass. Jake Wood, what a warrior again tonight. I mean, my God, I don't know how many catches he had, but he had a bunch.
Over 100 yards at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely, he's our go-to guy. And then, a corner, he's playing a great corner again. But, gosh dang it, I'm just so tickled to death these kids.
21-0 at halftime. They get the ball to start with. Somewhere in that halftime locker room, you made a decision. We're going to run it down their throats in the second half, shorten the game.
Yes.
And my gosh, we had 4 different people running it. We had tons of people blocking, but our offensive line stepped up. They're seniors, so they shouldn't have stepped up, but they played one of their finest games I've seen them play in a long, long time. We dominated.
They did, and I told them at halftime, I said, that's the key. They get the ball the second half, and we don't want to trade with them being ahead. We got to get a stop, and we were able to do that and then be able to score, and then all of a sudden now we're ahead of the chains, and that was the whole goal. And again, our offensive line, the seniors, I know Coach Hall, he got after the rear ends this week about we got to start dominating people. We got to be who we know we can be. And I know Alan Adams looked at us and says, I'm going to play the game of my life tonight. Keep me in there. Let's go. And I tell you what, he rallied a lot of those guys. And I know Nate O'Brien was cramping a little bit, but he wasn't coming out of the game. He said, don't worry about it, Coach. I'm not leaving. And Trent Evans and Tyler Messer.
We thought Trent had a great game on those quick pitches.
He did. And,
great job of sealing the outside there.
And David Norris, those guys, I mean, they just manned up tonight. And then, like I said, Gavin Jones playing tight end, a sophomore. He's a big body. He's going to be really, really good. He got a lot of good minutes tonight. Had a real nice catch. On a waggle pass again. And then, like I said, then Drew Wiley, man, he came in there and did a fabulous job with that wing. We just put it in this week. And then, like I said, our 3 running backs got a chance to move the chains. And I thought, all 3 of them played really well.
It's good to see Cade get a little more involved. Obviously, he's playing, as you said, not 100%, but he gutted it out tonight and had a big game.
He did, and he's still not 100%. His ankle's still bothering him a little bit, but I mean, he's a warrior. I mean, all those guys are. I mean, I said Nolan Johnson and Eli and Cade, I go in the foxhole with them any day of the week. I mean, those guys are just flat out warriors, and they're going to gut it out. But again, they held on the football tonight, which was a key emphasis for us. Like I said, we still had a few turnovers we got to clean up, but I'm just so tickled to death. And we had I don't know if you noticed tonight, but we had a new kicker tonight, freshman soccer player who's never had to put a football helmet on in his life.
Now has scored 1 more point than his dad ever did.
I'm going to make sure.
I bet he's listening.
Yeah, I bet Jason's listening to that one. But, I mean, he had a good week of practice, and I just pulled the trigger. I said, hey, big boy, I said, it's your time. And he actually got hurt in the soccer game last night, and he kind of come up to me at the study hall today. He said, hey, Coach, I kind of sprained my ankle. I said, I don't really care.
Don't want to hear
He said, not me on my kicking ankle. I said, that's good. We'll tape up the other one. Let's go. Yeah. And, he had to come in late on an extra point and made it. But again, I thought our special teams played better. When I had 1 punt in the game, so punt return wasn't a factor. Our kickoff return team was getting better. We made some changes on that. We got good field position. So, I don't know. I am completely wore out because, I'm telling you, this has been a grind, and, we got to get back at it again next week.
It's all the wrinkles in your forehead. I understand. It's a tough 2 weeks, but I'll tell you what, you got to enjoy this one for a few minutes, but we got to bring up the fact it is Berg week.
Yes. I mean, and like I told the kids, at the end of the day, we know who the rivalry is. I mean, us and Ironton's becoming a big rivalry, but we played Wiersburg a lot longer, and, we've had some epic battles with them too, and it's been 3 years since we've been down there, and, they're starting to play really well. I know they had a big win again tonight, so they're sitting at 3-1. Could have won that week 1 game against Ironton. They're right in the game. They turned the ball over late. But, it's a running football team this year, a little bit different than what we've seen. They're very, like what we did tonight in the second half is kind of what they do all the time. And they're going to run a lot of formations, going to run down your throat, play action pass, big quarterback that can run a little bit. Not as threatening on the perimeter as they've been, but he can on the play action make some plays. but defensively they're really, really good. I mean, they play a 4-down lineman and they spin and twist and turn and everything else, and they make you earn it. And again, at that Withersburg, great environment. It's a big game for us. That's kind of rivalry now. When you look at all of our games, that is the number one rivalry. And I know, Coach Willard, I have a ton of respect for him. Of course, he's from Gallipolis originally. So, he comes from this rivalry at Gallipolis-Jackson for many years. So, I know it means a lot to them. But, again, this was a huge win for our kids tonight with momentum. We'll need it into a big, hostile environment next week, and then we start league play. So, this is why we signed up for this stuff, is to grind it out and learn how to win tough games, and hopefully it will help us down the road.
Sure looks like the Ironman learned a lot from last week's loss and then put it into action tonight, came away.
You do. It's not you want to lose. We never want to lose, but you can learn from that, and you got to take those mistakes and improve on them. And, just as a coach, I looked at my film last week and I made 3 horrible 30-down calls. Horrible. I was in my film. I'm like, what am I thinking? A horrible call. I didn't even get the kids in a position to be successful. I told the kids that. I said, guys, I could look in the mirror too as a head coach, say, am I doing what I have to do to put you guys in a successful position? And I said last week I didn't do that. And so I had to really, soul search. And, I told my wife, I said, hey, I got to be better. I just got to be better. And, I haven't been very happy around the house. Oh, she did. She'll agree with it. But, I haven't been fun to live with this week. I know that. And, but it means so much to everyone in our circle that, we got to play better. And we did play better tonight. I thought the coaches did a great job of putting these kids in position to win. And, I'm telling you, get a couple days, day and a half, and then we got to grind it out again next week.
One last thing. When we got that one first down that was going to make us just be able to take a knee 2 more times to win, you had coaches. Now, they don't jump real high, but, boy, they were trying. There was some emotion out there that I love seeing. And all you guys deserve it. You do, but all your staff.
Oh, they do. Because, like I said, defensively, how do you try to prepare against stuff like that? You see once a year, and, the guy leads the nation in passing. And, it's not very often that you play against people like that. And, he delivered again tonight, but we got the stops we needed. We thought that, hey, we can get to 40. We thought if we can get to 40, we can win. Because the last 2 games, we were just a little bit short. And, we're going to give up points against these guys, but again, we stayed ahead of the sticks. They scored, but we scored. We always had the ball when they would score or not. So again, that helped us a ton.
Never trailed, but it was tied 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
exactly.
Go celebrate this victory tonight.
I am.
Talk to you next week after.
I may just pass out here in about 10 minutes. I'm telling you.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach Andy Hall and his post-game comments, and we certainly appreciate him coming up.